Hello everyone, welcome back to Mo Grace Attorney. How's everyone? Hope you all doing well today. But starting soon, screen is done by Weedy. Check them out, link in description below. And I got another box of Alliance Insight in the mail. It's amazing how easy it is to get boxes for like $35. And I really I like both Duel's Advance and Alliance Insight a lot of sets. They're just not honing the value, and I'm sweeping them up like kibble. I really am. Like I really like those sets. Even though my last Alliance Insight box opening was what I would call a fashion disaster. But I hope you all doing well today. I also got my copy of Donkey Kong Bonanza for mail. Because yes, I wanted this game. It was like, I want for Donkey Kong. Which is like, well, up a few times this season. Not saying any Donkey Kong game is bad. I've only played the first Donkey Kong Country game in my lifetime. And I did have it was fun. Like, it wasn't like, oh my god, this is the best game of all time. But it was definitely enjoyable. So, yes. So, I'm looking forward to the Bonanza. Also too, I forgot something I want to mention. Maybe I can't even think about it. Oh yeah, the beta for the Digimon Call Game app has released, and ooh, they have some motion to some of the artworks, and the worst small one is, I'm sweating. Anyways, it's really good. Masters can be out of business. Pocket TCG Pokemon out of business. Magic Arena out of business. By Warsmon. Oh shoot, I managed to love Mod. Woohoo! Anyways, of course, being a renowned author, I didn't like to decline the invitation. No, but I've never seen that awful sight. Restless, racked by remorse and regret. Very well, I must not ask you to present your formal testimony difficult. You give an account of all you've witnessed on your improv extortion difficulties. They got permission back quickly, so I'm surprised. Of course, you're accurate to see. Relentless, racked by remorse and regret. I am. Okay, Yoda. Funny joke. On the day of the incident, I was owed on a special surveillance assignment in this disguise. I like to manage to catch the crab while I hold a cold wall from behind me. I went to the beach house once when I found the pail in question. Yes, the young girl's astride the English woman, dagger in hand, as she stabs wildly. I saw blood on the blade. It proved to me that she had stabbed the victim multiple times. Okay. One wound. But at the very moment the hands climb. What? Now, you recall, opponent's evidence as well. What phrase I use again? Oh yes, that was it. Damning evidence. Not damning evidence. Get your damning evidence out of here. Well, have you had their counsel? It's so-called fountain pen, is it? Correct, Your Excellency. Found on the scene while examining the body. Appears to have her dying moments. With a fine ounce of strength. The victim clenched the piece of evidence for partially identify her killer. What? Your Excellency, you will cast your eyes over the graphic point of the crime scene once more. Oh, goodness me! Yes, the victim is clearly grasping something quite deliberately in her hand. That's right, the fountain pen. And if you recall, examine the pen, Your Excellency. Ah! Bonus initials have been engraved into the Ebonite barrel. I am. What? Bammy. The nations of a defendant! No! Oh, also too, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks released in like an hour. Look, I know people are hype about it. I'm like, and also like, this doesn't really feel like a good follow-up for EX pod, for greatest celebration of Dokkan history. But you know, Dokkan needs to have peaks and valleys, and this slot is usually a valley for Dokkan. But they go like, no, it's gonna be an LR. It's gonna be a Valley LR, which is very unusual for them. But it's gonna be an LR. I'm like, no, I'd take it. It's a fun LR. It's definitely my animations are very fun. This Dr. Pen would be immediately as crucial evidence. Oh, I can't examine things. Well, I can't examine the pen yet. Successive testimony and damning evidence. There's a bright blue sky or sepulchral room today. Purple ground to describe guilt, I feel. I don't understand. Oh, I accidentally skipped. I don't understand the prosecution attaché of 9 months ago had none of this man's polls. Counsel for defense. You may begin your cross-examination. Nadaho-san! Nadaho? That means... Oh, yes. Me. Is there not a hole in my courtroom? Action? There isn't a single not a hole in your courtroom. Cousin Ruto, put yourself together, please. Alright. I see this Catalan Times as a judicial assistant. Yeah! I've seen it on TV, it's fine. First, 5 inconsistencies in the witnesses' testimonies to prove that they're lying somehow. But all that has to be to handle cross-examination, so I'll see if I can do it. Okay. So it said multiple stab wounds. She was stabbed once. Oh, yes. She was stabbed once. Objection! Ooh, I like that objection. That's a clean objection. She's getting feel the power of objection. That accusatory cry that just well from deep inside me, I think I finally understand. Every time Cosmo-san and Nadaho-san have stand here on this bench. The stakes have been very, very high indeed. What's the meaning of this menacing pose, counselor? She's posing menacingly. I'd like to witness to clarify something for me. Who? What? Well? When? How? I mean, that's all I want to know too. Now use Sosuke-san. The request to act as Spectre Hosonaga. And me? In your statement just now, you said the victim was stabbed multiple times. Yeah, that's why, as I said when I entered the hut, the defendant was always standing over the victim, bloody knife in hand, like a murderous demon. And yet, that can't be. What? Get to the point, please, counsel. If a post-mortem report clearly states the victim was stabbed once time only. Oh! In other words, Inspector Honosaka's testimony clearly flawed. Ah! And Sosuke-san. Me? You claim to have seen me-san in the force of stabbing the victim. Yes, yes I did. Widely. But you both and the inspector confirmed the same point. But there was always blood on the knife when you saw the defendant hung. Yes, and you didn't actually see the moment where the stabbing happened. It's quite simple. We know the murder weapon was used to stab the victim only once. Therefore, there's no way it could have been blood on the knife if that single stabbing had already occurred. True! Then what exactly is your contention, Counsel? Are you ever gonna tell us? Yes, yes, so I want logical conclusion. What Sosuke-san In fact, so it's not a moment of a defendant stabbed a victim at all. With a moment of a defendant, in fact, withdrew the blade from the victim's body. That couldn't be! Excellent work, Sato. You explode them without objection and then proceed to pull them apart systematically. That's all you gotta do. You gotta make these people break somehow. Well, this takes me back. Yes, I seem to remember your cousin staged a scene much like this in the trial 9 months ago. He won, though. A half-wit child with a half-baked objection attempted to steal the show. You're right. There were certainly similarities. Except for that so-called half-wit child managed to outwit the prosecution, who only has a half of hair. Slander! My head is quite accurately dressed. In any case, this talk of stabbing and dropping and multiple wounds, it makes not a jar of difference. What? Why not? I mean, I think it does make a difference of what the witnesses witness. Engage your brain, young man. With the accused first plunged the deadly weapon into the victim versus the deadly blow. And it was a moment that she would drag the blade away for her next strike, that the witness saw. The knife was already tainted with blood because the accused had already stabbed the victim. Oh! Yes, successfully shown with your low display. But it's a mustachioed author who is prone to moments of extravagance. I mean, that's kind of true. Ah! I'm in agree with the prosecution. If the defendant was seen wielding the blade at all, then that's future grounds for actions to be viewed as suspicious. I mean, that is kind of fair. I'm not gonna argue that. Well, if she was withdrawing the blade, then we're back to where we started. Sorry? Except this young Yokobo. If a thing goes as innocent as you claim, then why would she have put the blade from the victim? Sorry if you hear the dogs walking. And with a code, and Demon's Code blood capucha too. The prosecution demands an explanation and it better be good. Did we pull out a knife? Why did we pull out a knife? Yes, going for the juggalo. Huh? What does father mean by that? Whatever could hear your answer then, counsel. The truth is, I don't really know. But I have to come up with a possible reason here, or we don't have a case. According to the post-mortem report, the victim's death was not instant. That's correct. It's thought she will remain conscious for a short while after sustaining the injury. Indeed, giving her time to take hold of this piece of evidence or clearly indicts her kill. But the point is, being a medical research student, Bami's-san was compelled to act when faced with the wounded victim. Instinctively, she pulled out the blade in an attempt to save Miss Brett's life. Do you hear that, youngster? It appears that this best we can expect of this young Yoko. Indeed. Suggest me a bit. Youngster, if I may. Speak, witness. I would like an opportunity to testify. In respect to the slip slot assertion just put forward by the Yoko Defense Counsel, I mean. Slip slot? An excellent idea, Expecto. I mean, I don't think people are buying what I just said at all. We're not having it. A young Yoko hopefully has a modicum of knowledge when it comes to the law, it seems. But in matters of medicine, he appears to now possess one aura of common sense. Very well, Inspector. I'll permit your request. You will testify again before the court on the subject of defense counsel's assertion. Yes, sir. I will do so flawlessly. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. It's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with 1 ounce of sense ought to know. In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull out the knife from the victim. Let's not forget the young student did have a motive for killing the victim. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor. Is that what you just said true, Inspector? Could pulling a knife from a wound really cause the wound to bleed heavily? Very much so. Hold on, I'm texting someone. Okay. Yes, you think of a weapon itself as a stop on the wound. You see exactly what I just said. To a doctor's way to provide proper treatment, but stoppage should not be removed. Oh, I see. It's like Yoko shows down the phone. Even a crack from some obscure mountain village would have had such basic knowledge. Anyone who would give someone a little poke with a knife and pull it out again knows it. Oh. Well, I never stabbed anyone, you see, or pull a blade out of a wound, so. Of course you haven't. I didn't bring you up to behave like a bandit. Father, is it true? What, for telling me? Yes, it's basic medical knowledge for medics. We would have been well aware of it. She will claim innocence of such fundamentals will prove fair in many ways. But then, what would we have done it? Could she have pulled out a knife and for knowledge that would have been fair from his blood? I don't know. Okay, sorry about that. I'm texting again. Well, I never mentioned once anything about a knife to me. Seems almost impossible to believe, but could my friend actually have... Search for him. Yes! Put yourself together. We mustn't lose sight of why we're here. Ah. Counsel, it's time for your cross-examination. Oh. Yes, Your Excellency. Have him. I must warn you, if your cross-examination fails to identify any issues with the established facts, I'll be moving forward to my objection immediately afterwards. I understand. Believing your clients to fight for the cause to the bill and I knew it would be hard, but... Oh, shoot, I went too fast. But I had no idea it would be this hard. I mean, she's your friend. Go. Still can't just examine evidence. You say doing it without thinking could be a problem. Does it mean if you use due care and intention, be alright? I don't want Father's needs spelling out, Willie. But the blade is like a stopper on the wound. Remove it, and a serious hemorrhage will occur. In other words, a medic would need to be present before any attempt was made to withdraw the blade. Doing so without thinking would be madness. You just can't do it. I mean, you could do it, but you'd be bleeding everywhere. Well, yes, thank you for such a thorough explanation. You see, counsel, when you act without thinking, it's hard as a bloodbath. Oh, you think you're cute. Ugh. Back to the witness testimony, please. This basic knowledge, okay, blah blah blah, what that. In that case, an obvious explanation here, which is clearly the defendant Bammy-san doesn't possess an ounce of sense. What do you think about that, Professor Mikotoba? I'm not sure if you should be labeling your best friend as lacking in common sense. I thought it would be better than labeling Kozumo. I mean, that's fair, I can't argue with that point. I would be saying, hey, this guy's dumb as a bag of bricks, said be called murderer. I don't know young people today. With friendship, I don't understand it. Be careful, Council. A lack of common sense can be a very dangerous thing. Oh dear. But we code on me how badly. That's life, I'm afraid. Unless everyone must learn. Hopefully you can see now that that's really basic medical knowledge. Being involved in medical research, Bammy-san would certainly be aware of it. Hold it. Oh, sound check coming back. But the defendant had suddenly caught someone she knew lying on the ground, bleeding to death. The sight could have shocked her delicate sensibilities, causing her to remove the blade involuntarily. I really don't think involuntary actions can explain this. The woman is a medical research assistant. Can't imagine she would behave so irrationally. I mean, to be fair, if there's a difference between a researcher and BAM! Dead body. But irrational behavior is a woman's prerogative, isn't it? Oh dear. You have a lot to learn about women. Thank you. Thank you for being up and up a spectre. Only a small-minded man would have had such bigoted views. Oh dear. Perhaps like my male persona take hold a little too much. Well, I managed to convey the basics now, but should cover the medical side of the argument. Whatever the motive, that just isn't Bam's nature to do something so awful. But you have both motive and opportunity that are very hard to argue against. But you don't know the defendant. And you can't, so appear to not know the law. Yes, evidence is the only way to convince the court of the argument, not feelings. Oh, so I love Don 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 Don. Very fun show. With his feeling to defend her, I would say I pity the accused. So do I. Inspector, you will really put up defendant's motive, please. Oh yes, Miss Brett in many ways was a sore enemy of Miss Bam-san. Shoot, I need to hit out laws. Okay, now we can examine. We had to go through everything. Okay. Now let's unscrew the barrel, shall we? This must be a little reservoir that holds the ink. Yes, you fill it by drawing the ink up from above with a nib. Is something wrong, problem? Just that there doesn't actually appear to be any ink in there, that's all. Oh yes, you're right, it's pretty much empty. Well, it could be a bag on running out. Anything else I can do with this? My pen. I mean, I can check for initials. Yeah. Okay. Well, it was quite an exchange. Yes, he became an open anime when he was talking about his time in England. The photographer managed to capture his moment. His hand quad shot me in the neck. That's very lovely. Hope you won't hold. Carl.
Objection.
I tried. Okay, so I saw what I was supposed to see during my first playthrough, apparently. I'm just not seeing it this time. Hold on. We unscrew the pen. Okay. Oh, let me press this. Well, yes, that's true. Dr. Wilson recognized Bam's son's talent and offered her a position of assistant despite her being a woman. She was extremely grateful to him. Yes, the Englishman appeared to be a very broad-minded individual. Dr. Wilson had no time for outdated traditions. He met with the opposition, of course, but he firmly believed in Bam's son's abilities, which is very kind of him. Clearly, the defendant was in the man's death, which only serves to prove my point. Okay. He's gonna tell us to examine the evidence. See. What's on the back? This is a newspaper from Soski-san. This used to be a point article on the back page as well. Exclusive. Daddy puts. Then he locked this shit up. Like, this is the second time this has happened! In 9 months! Well, let me see that. But for President Stone, it's in the monk paper that Soski-san gave us. Are you saying you didn't know? As embarrassing as for the head of the laboratory, I didn't. And hadn't heard of any such thing. Well, I could for a report of gleaned this information. Don't think of it. There's no article mentioning the Stone in our paper this morning, was there? Highly toxic person we've been working on in the strictest of confidence. Put her in charge of the project. When? Was she mentioning him? Well, what's when he was true. People said she tried to hide the theft from me. And more of them, the details were leaked somehow. Hey, I don't believe it. Believe it. We need to read this article very carefully. Okay. From this I can get from a newspaper. Come.
Objection.
There we go. That's what I needed. No, there's one possibility. One very good reason why the defendant might have decided to withdraw the knife from the victim's wound. What? Ha! The Yoko now has a poor glass of water, but it's a poor loser. Tasman, what's the possibility you think you've identified? It's here in the newspaper article. An article about a deadly person being stolen from a laboratory at the Emporio Unit. The victim perished from the stab wound. Person has no relevance to this case. But, prosecution attention, you will let the defense speak. But a newspaper article, the court can rely on the kind of hearsay those wretched publications carry. In a way, I definitely see where he's coming from. Counsel for defense. You're gonna need some tangible basis for your claim. You will indicate the code precisely what part of the newspaper article mentioned affirms your assertion. Yes, yes, of course. Thank you. Okay. Reason. Deadly in tiny quantities. The article reveals the following properties of a person in question. When the toxin instance of body on a knife laced with poison is rapidly absorbed and causes death in minutes. Are you suggesting? Poison knife, baby! At least it didn't take us 5 billion hours to get to poison like for the last worst case. If a knife was used to attack Miss Boy, it was laced with this very poison. It would explain why the defendant, member and son, would have withdrawn the blade as soon as possible. Yes, the truth is, it was an attempt to stop the poison from entering the victim's body. What? This is complete and utter nonsense. No! The defendant withdrew the knife blade from the victim's body not to accelerate the woman's demise, but to save her life, and the prosecution cannot deny the possibility. I mean, they can. Have you not read the postmortem report the cause of death was hemorrhage? The report appears nowhere in this document. Well, that's because by acting quickly to remove the blade, the defendant prevented the poison from taking. Oh please, this is clearly desperation. For Weasel's last breaking of whim. Poison has nothing to do whatsoever with this case, as I believe the defense is well. With no proof, the information of this Russian newspaper article is reliable. Anyway, that situation. What the student should have done is wait for medical assistance to arrive, but instead, you claim she suspect poisoning and took potential lethal decision to remove the blade. Is he let her die, or let her die? Doesn't seem like a good choice. She must have had a strong reason for her suspicious then. Or the argument makes no sense. Exactly, well put, expectum. What grounds did she do it? Yoko? What did we suspect the stone poison must evolve? If you want grounds, I give you grounds. What? You can possibly. I can. Yeah? No empty words, baby. But naturally, as you stand this courtroom alone, you must be well evidence, baby. Yes, I'm well aware of that. I've seen it so many times from my place at his side of Old Bailey. Okay. For pupils. I will ask the court to refer to the notes section of the postmortem report, which reads: extreme mitosis, pupil constriction was observed in the victim. Ah! Clearly, being a Yoko with no knowledge of forensic science, I have no idea, so please do tell me. Presumably, the fact that this condition of the victim was known in the postmortem report means that it's an unusual symptom of death. Whoa! Maybe! Just a tiny bit, a little bit. Under normal circumstances, the pupils dilate when someone dies. If there's extreme constriction instead, the most certainty unusual, yes. What are you doing, you Yoko detective? They're just throwing Yoko around. And the newspaper article is the following information about the stone poison. Onset symptoms of common menace, ending with acute constriction of the pupils prior to death. What? If a defendant, upon seeing the victim stab in the back, happened to notice the pupils of Miss Blair's eyes being constricted severely, yes, a medical researcher assistant, she would have suspected poison immediately, without doubt. Ugh! Prosecutor attention. I think you agree, but this is very compelling evidence. Yoko student and Yoko professor. I believe the defense has extremely, expertly discriminate a credible reason for the defender's actions. No. Eugene Mekotoba. Yes, Yaxley. I believe you are best placed here to confirm or deny the validity of defense counsel's argument. You would tell the court the truth about details of point of this newspaper, please. Pains me to have to admit it. Well, I'm afraid I don't know. You don't know? The toxin was kept under lock and key in my laptop, certainly, but I was unaware of any theft. Do you mean to tell the court reports of this theft are unfounded? Nope. Interesting. If I returned to the laboratory to investigate myself, I couldn't say. Ha! Let's do the bumbling academic. I mean, that's kind of an oopsie poopsie to not know about, but if you don't know, you don't know. But still, that's a huge one. Unaware of a theft of secret state research from his own workplace to a recent newspaper. I mean, shoot, that happens to people when they lose the job sometimes. They don't know about it until they watch the news. I take full responsibility for the competence of my supervision. Bravo. A pitiful situation for a university professor. You should have more control over you students rather than like them off on the killing sprees. That's totally unfound. None of this is Professor Mekotoba's fault. It was all my fault. Way. Me-san, you stand accused here. Aborts like this would not be tolerated. But it was me. I was the one who knows the person that we were developing has been stolen that day. What? So you knew? I placed in charge of overseeing the project. It was the day the professor and Sosuke-san were interviewed together for the newspaper. That's when I noticed that some person was missing. Just a tiny amount, it was. Well, they didn't let me know immediately. Hi, I was scared. The whole project was supposed to be confidential, but some of the toxins had somehow been taken. So I decided to try to give it back before I... That seems like a terrible idea, but I have a deadly poison on them, at the very least. Because, you know... I mean, I feel like this would be overkill, but like... poison-laced bullets. Because I had a vague idea who the thief was. The thief? You don't mean... Yes, of course. It's the dainty English woman. Just spelled what? That's why I decided to join a little group of people to the seaside. Instead of beach hard confinement spot. But she just sat still in the back of her heart, smiling sweetly at me, and she knew she was untouchable. I mean, she basically was! I knew it was you who stole the person. Well now, what do you mean? And then, she suddenly got to her feet, before falling to her knees in front of me, and then collapsing on the floor. That's when I saw a knife in her back. I couldn't understand what just happened, and then a moment later, I was seizing with fear. The pupils of her eyes had shrunk to tiny pinpoints. I don't believe it. Believe it. Now as you realize the victim was suffering from the effects of a stolen poison. My mind started racing. I hadn't seen anything past Miss Brett's lips was I've been with her. Which only left one possibility for the put tip into her body. On the blade of a knife in her back. Train of thought was what spurred you to withdraw the blade. Yes, the amount that I had entered her bloodstream was small enough, she might have still have a chance. Fair enough, you know. Gotta roll fight for poison. Really, I'm so sorry for staying silent all this time. You attempt to have truth of what happens, not something that can be overlooked. However, I duly know of the courage with which you confess and bend. Thank you. Yes, see. I mean, that's a big oopsie poopsie not to mention. It's barely, perceivable, but I do think the balance has shifted a little here in this courtroom now. Yes, see, don't be deceived. The victim just collapsed before your eyes, you say. Well, Madam Son, if that's the case, perhaps you can explain how Miss Bright came to be stabbed. Well, you have no answer because the simple truth is, you stabbed the victim motivated by revenge. But you have no conclusive evidence to prove that assertion, do you? Oh, I have evidence. And very much conclusive. No, put that evidence away, so. What's the prosecution counts up to? It was proved by he hesitated there for a moment. I'm almost certain of it. You produce the aforementioned evidence I wanted, Prosecutor Akechi. Perhaps some praises to you, young Yoko student. What? I had imagined there would be no need for me to submit this as evidence. But you brought this on yourself. Also, could this be a more damning charge exists? It could be her pulling the knife out! The cruelty of the air on the beach is almost pliable. Literally, it could be her pulling the knife out. This evidence is more than any reveals the extent of the accused's murder's nature. But who took the photo? But it shows for a precise moment, the man by himself plunged a dagger to the victim's back. No! It's not true, no! I don't believe it. Ah! Oh no! Counsel for defense. Was it you who was responsible for the shield scream that just pierced my courtroom? Perhaps it was his voice has yet to break. Must never have. Those yokos are slow-minded and slow to mature. Speech impairment's a bitch on my part. I'll show you who's slow to mature. Careful now. Sartre is on to show her face here. Someone said pictures woven faster words, and he would have ample proof. The court would accept this extremely cogent photographic print as evidence. I can't believe he had a photograph like that up his sleeve the entire time. Such a stalking image. I mean, you think you're open with that. Wait a minute. I don't understand. How did you, who took that photograph? Wait. I mean, that's a good question. That's not important here. Stop trying to devote attention. Oh. Rather than so thing to say is crucially important. Whoever took this photographic print was a witness to Miss Brett's death. The court must be allowed to hear this person's testimony. Ah! I will hold for defense's demand. The prosecution will reveal the identity of the person responsible for taking this photograph at once. Well, I'm afraid I can't do that. Pardon? You see, this proof or rather Imperial Police Bureau headquarters press post yesterday. But it's nothing to indicate the sender's name or address. Oh, wow, that's... clever, you know, you gotta get your... Enamour's hotline on lock. Goodness. Oh, you to understand then, Counselor. But I'm full knowledge of the fact that this photographic print has remarkable origins. You nevertheless believe it fit for submission as evidence in the Supreme Court? When you first produced that print before, I noticed that you hesitated for a brief moment. Because you knew that it wasn't completely reliable evidence. Did you? Didn't you? Silence, you yoga student blabbering professor. What matters is the blunt truth as print so eloquently expressed. But the defendant has already admitted to pulling out the blade from the room. Clearly, this is the moment the victim was plunged into the victim's back, but the moment it was withdrawn. Don't waste this court's time with your lambring. I mean, you have to prove that it was your way. Indeed, without the knowledge of who produced this print, we have no means of verifying the claim. The scene it captures is no doubt the most compelling evidence presented to the court. The defense is unable to shed any further light on the matter. I believe the conclusion is clear. Oh no! Suchwell, it's time for you to fight. If what you established so far is true, then it can be no doubt. This photograph print shows the moment where it withdrew the blade from the victim. Yes, we need proof that somehow. You're playing time to read the defeat on the slow train back to the province. And to rue the day you came up against Takeshi Takeshuni Itachi in a court of law. If I could determine who took this photograph, print from the trials can come to an end. There must be a clue somewhere. There must be some way of looking at who took it. Well then, counsel. You asking? Okay. I have an answer. This is about why I know I can come over events now. I simply have to. Do or die, baby. The identity of a person who took this dramatic photographic print is, I'll show you something the defense can and will reveal. What? No! You can't possibly. But, as you boldly claim that you can, please, do enlighten us. Unfortunately, I'm unable to present a name. How utterly underwhelming. Do you really... However, I'm able to present evidence. The defense has a piece of evidence that reveals important details about the photographer's identity. What? Very well then, counsel, present your proof to the court. Okay, I'm gonna save and use the bathroom, and then we can play Master Duel. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. It's the golden load. Okay, let me get my 20. Okay. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. Okay, back, and we're ready to play some Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, always ready to play some Yu-Gi-Oh! No, sometimes I want to pull my fucking hair out playing this game. But it's fun. It's fun, I swear. Look at him. My bow is smiling. I mean, at least I got 2 M-Poems if words comes to words. Oh, you got something. I mean, it has to be an Ash, right? Like, I'm not crazy to believe this has to be an Ash Blossom. I mean, I might be crazy to think it has to be an Ash Blossom. Okay, cool. Boom. Perfect. Advantage. Activate. Cool. Advantage. Draw. Activate. Activate. Bandage. Okay, bring back you. Bum 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 bum. Yep, splash brings us to material. And for effect. I mean, I guess that technically really don't need to add another spell to hand, but we did. My bindo. Activate that. Meanage. Activate that. Summon. Bandage. Darkscape him. Darkscape's effect activates. Activate effect. I should not want this one. Go with a white binder. I mean, well, no, let's go with him. Activate effect. Draw a card. I take it on normal. That's what I really need to know with someone. If I'm being completely honest. But say, I feel like if you were gonna walk me, you probably would have tried to walk me away. Effect. Effect. No, that draw was wonderful for me. I'm gonna be real honest. Set. Good luck! Good tone. Okay. And boom. Banishing it would be stupid. Banish. Unfortunately, I don't have too much for that. You call Bob Great. Ugh. I mean, I might as well do that by myself. Okay. Boom. Perfect. Negate your mouth. And boom! Not that it matters I'm negating that, but I don't want to double negate the same card. Okay, they had 2 carbides in hand. Okay, Splash Mage! Ugh. The comboing begins. Boom, boom, boom. I'm thinning out my deck quite well. Just in case. Effects are negated, so boom! Gotta get that victory. Gotta get that cheese. Ooh, we can open packs. If I like to see pack opening money. Okay, again, yeah, we can open a new pack. Okay, we got 2 guaranteed ultras. Okay, we got a super. Last moment of super. Now, I really like the card because it's both Clear Mind and Burning Soul summoning methods. And like, nothing else matters for that. For me, at least. I'm sure people would not see it that way, but hey. Sam. Oh yeah, that's why he's already had to 6 and super pack. Ooh, shaky. Yeah, I will again. I'd take it. The YZs are all like a lot of them are ultra, so I'd definitely take a few of those. Oh, that's the same thing. Oh well. But when it's shiny. More of the new fables. Fable Realm survive. Okay. I mean, Utopia, I don't know why you bring to the table each time you show up. Really don't feel like you add too much. I mean, hold on. Specifically the graveyard open. I mean, I guess it's a good counter for Malice. In terms of like draw power. Okay. Ooh, 2 shakes. 3 shakes! Okay. So say that could be a little gooey. But I mean, 4 ultras from a 10 pack multi is pretty freaking good. And I do like the baby little Queen Wing Synchro Dragon that we got. Very cute little card. Oh, let's just get show us here. Okay. Going to an niche. Yeah, I got 1 hatch I could use. I think it would be a great hatch, but I could use it, baby. Okay. Well, here we go. Here we freaking go. Okay. Oh, yeah, I believe so. Would definitely be a pain in my butt. Let me try an edge. Good. I mean, at least I got Appaloosa down by, what, 1 notch. Even, I'm not very hopeful for this. Oh, a dragon. I feel like I'm getting shut down, like I just shut down by a person. The Impome. Am I getting quite a Destiny and Prominence? Yes. Oh, you get cross out for cross out? Oh no, I was about to say, if you cross out, that'd be crazy. I would have to tip my hat off to you if you managed to do that. I mean, you can't do that? I mean, yeah, definitely lose. And I feel like they're gonna show off because they can. Not show off, but play out, I should say. proved their dominance. Yeah, they're just going for wombo con. Again, I don't mind a victory lap, but also at the same time, sometimes people's victory laps turn out to be like full blown. I don't even know what to call it. More than just laps, but like nothing about laps. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, unfortunately. Well, I think that's where I'm gonna leave off today's stream. So I'd like to thank you all for coming out. It's been fun. It's been a blast. It's been a real fun blast. Tomorrow will be Mo Guardians of the Galaxy. And then Saturday would be Mo Gray Satoni. So again, thank you all for coming out. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. And I'll catch y'all